Have you ever met a man who seemed different? He wasn't the loudest in the room. He didn't chase attention. Sometimes he even acted in ways that looked strange to everyone else. But what if those unusual behaviors aren't flaws? What if they're actually signs of a highly intelligent mind? Psychologists have discovered that intelligence isn't just about having a high IQ. It's reflected in everyday habits, decision-making, emotional control, and the way someone interacts with the world. In this video, we'll explore 10 strange habits highly intelligent men often have, all supported by psychological research. Some of these might surprise you, and number 10 is one of the strongest indicators of exceptional intelligence. Let's begin. 1. They enjoy being alone. Highly intelligent men don't avoid people because they dislike them. They simply don't depend on constant social interaction to feel fulfilled. Psychology suggests that people with higher intelligence often experience less satisfaction from frequent socializing because their minds are naturally occupied with long-term goals, ideas, and problem-solving. Time alone allows them to think clearly without distractions. They often use solitude to learn new skills, reflect on life, or plan their next move. This doesn't mean they're antisocial. They usually enjoy meaningful conversations, but they prefer quality over quantity. If you've ever noticed someone who chooses peace over parties, it may not be loneliness. It could be a sign of a highly active mind. 2. They question almost everything. Highly intelligent men rarely accept information at face value. Instead of immediately believing what they hear, they naturally ask questions. Why is this true? Is there evidence? Could there be another explanation? Psychologists call this critical thinking, the ability to evaluate information rather than simply absorb it. Because of this habit, intelligent men are often misunderstood. Some people see them as skeptical or difficult, when in reality they're simply trying to understand the truth. They know that asking better questions usually leads to better decisions. 3. They talk less than most people. One surprising habit of intelligent men is that they often speak less. Instead of filling every silence, they prefer listening carefully. Psychology shows that active listening improves learning, emotional understanding, and decision-making. While others rush to share opinions, intelligent people collect information first. They know that every conversation teaches something new if you're willing to pay attention. This quiet confidence is often mistaken for shyness, but it's actually thoughtful self-control. 4. They change their minds. When evidence changes. Many people believe changing your mind is a weakness. Highly intelligent men see it differently. If new facts prove them wrong, they're willing to update their beliefs. Psychologists associate this with cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt thinking based on new information. Rather than protecting their ego, they protect the truth. Being right matters less than getting things right. That's one of the biggest differences between intelligence and stubbornness. 5. They constantly learn without being forced. For highly intelligent men, learning doesn't stop after school. They read books, watch documentaries, study psychology, history, business, science, or philosophy. Their curiosity pushes them to understand how the world works. Psychologists describe curiosity as one of the strongest predictors of lifelong intellectual growth. To them, every day is another opportunity to become a little wiser than yesterday. 6. They overthink, but often for good reasons. Overthinking usually gets a bad reputation, but psychologists explain that intelligent people often process more possibilities before making decisions. They imagine different outcomes, consider hidden risks, look several steps ahead. Of course, excessive overthinking can become stressful, but in moderation, it allows them to avoid mistakes that others overlook. Their minds naturally search for patterns and consequences. 7. They prefer deep conversations. Small talk quickly becomes boring for highly intelligent men. Instead, they're drawn toward conversations about ideas, purpose, psychology, human behavior, science, or life's biggest questions. Research suggests that intellectually curious people gain more satisfaction from meaningful discussions than from casual gossip. They enjoy conversations that challenge their thinking. Depth is far more interesting than surface-level entertainment. 8. They are comfortable saying, "I don't know." One of the strongest signs of intelligence is humility. Highly intelligent men aren't afraid to admit when they don't know something. Psychologists have found that less knowledgeable people often overestimate their abilities, while more knowledgeable individuals recognize how much there is still to learn. Instead of pretending to have every answer, they ask questions. Learning begins where ego ends. 9. They protect their time relentlessly. Highly intelligent men understand that time is their most valuable resource. They don't say yes to everything. They avoid unnecessary drama. They distance themselves from distractions that don't support their goals. Psychologists often link this behavior with strong self-regulation, the ability to prioritize long-term success over short-term pleasure. Every hour has value, and they spend it carefully. 10. They are comfortable being misunderstood. Perhaps the strangest habit of all is this. Highly intelligent men don't constantly seek approval. They understand that original thinking often looks unusual. History is filled with inventors, scientists, artists, and entrepreneurs who were criticized long before they were admired. Psychologists explain that people with greater independence of thought are less influenced by social pressure. They're willing to stand alone if they believe they're moving in the right direction. They don't need everyone to agree with them. They'd rather stay true to their values than fit into the crowd. In the long run, this quiet confidence often becomes one of their greatest strengths. Intelligence isn't always loud, obvious, or easy to recognize. Sometimes it appears as quiet curiosity, thoughtful silence, deep reflection, or the courage to think differently. If you recognized yourself in several of these habits, remember that intelligence isn't about being better than others. It's about continually learning, growing, and making wiser choices. Which of these habits describes you the most? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more psychology-backed insights into human behavior, intelligence, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.